Hi, Rachel. We are back online
Hello.
for 10 of this series where we create your website together. We're almost there, I would say.
Yep, we are. I'm
Excited?
so excited. I can't believe we've built as much as we've had. You have built as much as has been built in 10 sessions. Like it feels like it's taken a long time, but really it's pretty quick. So very excited.
Yeah, we started, if I remember well, in late February, but then there were obviously days off and
Yeah.
holidays and some sessions postponed. We spent roughly 10 hours, maybe a bit more online, and I would say approximately the same offline. So that's 20 hours altogether, and then maybe another two left to just finish everything and do the handover. We won't do the handover live because it requires us to go into the admin of Cloudways, so we don't want to show everything there. But what we will do today is manager and the new Google Analytics, because actually tomorrow, the 1st of July, everyone has to switch from Google Analytics legacy, the universal Google Analytics, to the new version, Google Analytics 4. A good moment to show everyone how to set up their Google Analytics, actually.
Oh, so we can even set up the new 4 today, even though it's not
Yeah,
till
that
tomorrow.
would be that's been around for 1 year, actually. So
Oh,
most people waited until the last moment to switch from the old one to the new one. But I've been running Google Analytics 4 for almost 1 year on most of my websites. So we do this today via Google Tag Manager. So that would be a nice way to do it. And the first thing we will do is review, I would say, maybe not all the pages, but most of the pages, to show what I've done since last week, and also maybe to make some last minute tweaks before we can switch this into production mode. So this is the home page. Just before we started this recording, you asked me, because you were struggling with this widget, to
yeah.
basically change the font line, because you have modified those headlines everywhere on the site. And it used to be Roca 1. Actually, let me show you that and explain why it was maybe a bit more complex than the other ones.
And maybe we can make that screen bigger when so we can
Yeah,
see it. That would be nice.
I do that.
There
Boom.
you go.
So let's scroll down. So we have this widget. So if
Mhm.
I click on edit, it's a global widget. So
Right.
it's used in different places on the website, and I can edit it. And I've got three elements on this widget. Uh, this one, which is basically the headline there, but it was part of the widget, and not I would say, a separated headline, like we have, for instance, for new blog post here under, where it's
Mm,
easier to customize it because you just go into style and then you can just change the font. Actually, it was HTML code, so I had to go into this the inline
I
CSS
see.
of the font family, leak Spartan, the color, which is this bluish purple that we're using everywhere, and that's it basically. So that's how I did it,
Nice.
and now it's done. And in the different placements where we use this specific widget, it will be automatically customized. So that was
And
for this.
how can we update like in the future? Like so it says 4 free updates. Probably in the future I'll change that to kind of explain like what that part. Yeah. Like, was that just item number 2 maybe?
It's
Oh,
probably
for free.
item.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then can we add here's an interesting thing. I doubt we can, but I signed up because I do want to start sending text messages. I'm wondering if in that same widget we can add mobile number and then have that mobile number connect to simple texting or slick text, for example? Or is that just kind of like too complicated? It might be like too far out there.
We can definitely capture something else. We could capture. I mean, obviously,
Probably
we would have
first name
we,
and
we
then
would have to change the wording then, because it would not be join my email family, but join my community or something like that.
yeah, or
Uh,
get
with this.
updates or things.
Then, obviously, the question is, how do you transfer the content of the form to where you want to push it? It depends on whether those services are also accessible via Make, for instance, and push
Mm,
um, the content using the same concept, with a webhook. That would be the easiest way. So it has to be investigated to see if those. I mean, there are some services that I know are connected natively to Make. So then you just push the data from the form wherever you want, in the same way that you've been implementing Make for MemberPress. So, but let me just change some stuff there, and we'll see. So I will edit it.
And while you're
I
editing that, for those watching, when he says make, that's like because I know if I'm watching, I'd probably be like, "What is make?" It's like Zapier. It's like a integration connection tool, which is pretty cool. It's how I've been connecting my email service, like MailerLite, to
to
WordPress. So
yeah, MemberPress to
MemberPress,
MailerLite via
yeah.
Make. Yeah. I've just had an issue to edit it. Oh yeah, now it's fine. Okay, so let me first change this. Join my, I'd say, community, because it would be email
Yeah.
and this. Okay. So there we have the email. Okay, and no, there we have the email. Okay, and we can add something else here. Let me see. Telephone. Okay. A question would be, because sometimes format.
Yeah. And I know that
Okay.
there are like legal stuff, I think, that has to be like collecting phone numbers is like really sensitive. So I have to
Okay.
look
So
that up.
phone, and we won't show the label. No, we don't show the label. Advanced conditions. Okay. The question would be the format. I mean, we can have a look at the moment. So have the or last name or first name?
Just first.
Okay, like first name. Okay, we'll just move it up in a moment. Okay, your first. Dun, dun, I guess your email, your phone number. Okay, and first name would be also required. So, okay, let me just open it in another window to make sure it works. Okay, where is it? Here. So now the question is, where do we want to put? Where do we want? So action after submit. At the moment, we have collect submissions. That's fine. That's inside of Elementor. Email. It sends an email just to be notified when there's something, with all the fields that have been filled out. MailerLite. Okay, so MailerLite you've got to choose a group here, which would be, I mean, you haven't really created a group for this type of widget. You've created something for letter pop-up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I. Oh no, yeah, pop-up's different. You're right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could just say website newsletter if you want, and remove the pop-up
yeah,
name,
that's
and that would be
probably
fine.
yeah.
That would be this. So which field is what? I think email is one called item number 4. Yeah. Okay. So we can say email is item number 4. First name and phone. Yes, phone. So this would send the items to MailerLite. But then, as I said, if you want to push it somewhere else, what you would do is add webbook here. So where do we have webbook? Somewhere. Yeah, webbook. Okay, so we would have here a web. We would put a webbook here from make, and then after the webbook, you would just connect one. I mean, I can have a look now, and for instance, see. Let me open my make.
Simple.
Uh,
Oh, your make. Okay, yeah.
I will take a screen and show it there. Scenario. Okay, just drag it here. So that's make. So basically, the way make is working is that you choose, for instance, okay, and you say custom webbook, not the mailbook, the custom webbook. Just add a new one. It's Rachel community hat. It will give me this thing. Copy it. I just come back here, put it there. Update. Then everything's fine. We clear the cache. Then we come here. Just refresh this, and I'd try it because I have to activate. I would say Frederick.
Yeah.
I just put one of my emails. Oops. That's a trick. If you add plus something, you can just create as many emails as you want. So I just put a random phone number. That's not my phone number. Might be the phone number of someone, but not mine. Okay, and then I sign up. Boom! Thanks for signing up. So now theoretically, yes, successfully determined, as we can see there. So now we can just say okay and move to the next step. But you would have to redo this thing using your own webbook in your own
Yeah.
account, obviously.
And then that's when I
So
would put simple texting, which is what.
yeah, the question is, is it natively there? Yeah, simple texting there. Is it the
Yes, I
one you're
saw.
using?
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
Okay, so
hmm
here you would have, for
Create a
instance,
contact.
create a new contact.
Okay.
I don't have I don't have an account with them, but if you have an account, you just click.
I have the
You will
API.
probably authenticate in some way using, login password or API key or whatever method they're using.
Okay.
It's an API token apparently, so it's
Yeah.
the same concept as for MailerLite. So you put your API token there, and then you will have access to the same kind of concept as on MailerLite. Some destination assign the values coming from the webbook, basically.
Cool.
And so each time someone signs up via this form, it will push the data to to simple texting. My only question would be regarding
The formatting.
because here and I don't know why sometimes, but that's
It
why I
does that. You have
reload.
to like exit out. Yeah, you like exit out and come back sometimes if I've noticed
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah,
going in there.
might be some
Because
JavaScript.
I want to make sure that the phone numbers are US for now, because that's all I have on my plan, and then
Uh-huh.
with an area code, because otherwise,
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about a way, because as you saw, there's not really any uh, pre-formatting. It says telephone.
I wonder if they have it automatically built in since they have it a telephone as a category. Like if you were to type in letters or something, I bet it would.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. If it were, if you're something else, like if I put Fred, and if I put test.com, and if I put it would tell me, this field accepts only numbers and phone characters. So we'll
Oh,
uh,
I guess what we could
check.
do is in the section we could say phone and then put the template, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or something. Maybe that'll at least help keep it accurate.
Yeah. Isn't there any advanced checking description icon? So what would be the templated format of a phone number in the US?
It would be 1, 2, 3 is the area code plus 1 or no,
Yeah.
yeah, parenthesis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how we do our numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And then the 1, 2, 3, there's a space after that, and then a space after
The
the 4,
problem,
5,
you see,
6.
would be on desktop, you get this, but on mobile, it would be truncated. I mean, you won't see all of that in the form. So
I
if I take
know.
the mobile, boom,
Yeah. Hmm.
it's like that. So
Hmm.
if you say phone, and then you say EG, there, yeah, you've.
Okay.
But the fact is, I mean, you will get the number. You can sanitize them, I guess, once in a while
Yeah.
in simple text before thing, I guess, because you can't really. I mean, in this setup, you can't really have a preset. You've got sometimes some form builders where a preset for a phone number with the international code for the country, um, and this type of compulsory structure, but you don't have it here.
Okay.
Here is checked against the numbers and some characters which are allowed. So it might be better to just say your phone number, because otherwise all sorts of things there, and see what people are putting there. Alternatively, if at some point you want to just collect super clean phone numbers, you could use some forms just for that purpose. Like a form builder with
Yeah.
a built-in uh, a built-in check for phone
Okay.
numbers. But yeah, I mean, most people will just put the number in the way that they think they have to do it.
Yeah. It
So
should be okay. It should be okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
we'll try
so
it
just
and we'll see what
yeah.
happens.
Okay. Just to summarize, you have to change this webbook and
Okay.
recreate what I've just done here. This little flow in
Hmm.
in Make, so that
Okay.
you can capture this. And if you have that elsewhere, so if you want to add elsewhere first name and phone number, you've got to basically do the same. So you have to add two extra, one text field for first name and one telephone field for phone, and make them required. And
Let's make the phone not required, because that one's only
okay,
if they want to get, yeah, only if they want text messages. I don't want people, they have to join email, but
yeah. So, but which means that I mean, because if you push this straight to make when it's captured, and if the field of the phone number is empty, it will trigger an error because they want to simple
Mm.
text. But there's a way to mitigate that. There's a way to mitigate that. One of them would be to have a condition here. The other one is just to accept the webhook there and set up a filter here. Like you say, okay, if a number exists, you call it like that, and you just take here phone
Exists.
and exist. So
Phone
phone
exists.
exists. So if you do that, basically it will go to the next step, to
Got
this
it.
action, only if there's something in this field. Because otherwise, if you don't do that, you will receive via email from Meg saying it didn't work because there was an error. And if you have this 3 times in a row, it stops the scheduling
Mm.
of the scenario, because when the scenario is finished, you activate so that immediately when something in the form, it will trigger the webhook, simple texting, or whichever destination you set. So, but
Okay.
if you have 3 errors in a row, it just switch this to off, and you've got to fix your things. So that's the way to avoid this. And by the way, if you wanted to have the data copied anywhere else, like in a Google Sheet or Notion page or whatever, you could add another module, like here, for instance, and say sheet, like for Google Sheet, like that. Boom, add a row, and then you can connect it to this guy. You see, and you can put the same data in a Google Sheet or anywhere else. Some people they just want to have different of the data.
Won't it
So
also be collecting in Elementor though? How you have it set up right now?
yeah, also, but sometimes what I do, but that's mostly when I some clients, I send the data from different entry points into one Google Sheet, and then use the Google Sheet as the starting point of another scenario to then manipulate the data and do.
Mhm.
So sometimes it's good to use Google Sheet because it's easy as the pivot where all the data is going, and then boom, you redistribute to the different destinations. But yeah, I don't see a specific use case for you right now for that. But
It's good to know.
it's
Yeah.
good to know that you are not using something like make. You are not limited to an action reaction or action or trigger or action scenario. You can have something super complex. Let's go to the shop page, the second page. So the shop page, we have in a menu
Mhm.
where we had to add
You
this
did add it.
free and tick. Yes. because actually the way it's handled in the back end, it's we have different menus, but we have one called product categories desktop and one called product categories mobile, because they're a bit, and as you can see, it's there. So the way I did it, I went product categories here. I said I want to view them all, and then I clicked on flea and tick. I added it there, and then I moved it where it alphabetically. So over there. See,
That's interesting. I kept clicking on the categories above that, under custom links, to try to find it. That's where I was getting on the left side. Right there.
no,
Yeah.
it's a custom taxonomy called product categories. It's not
Yeah.
the default category of WordPress. So that's
Okay.
why. Just like we have food types for the basically
Okay.
the food product categories for the categories in the shop. So that's the way we added it there, and it was also added to the mobile version. So if I do this and mobile version, you see it's there. So
I love that.
so that's there, and as we can see here, we have an issue the Roca one font, and also here, by the way, and also there. Yeah, I do one of them, and then you can do the other one. Let me
Yeah.
show that. Let me do that. And also how to copy this. Probably did it a few weeks ago, but
How to copy it?
yeah, just copy the style from one widget to the other. So here, okay, so it's a dynamic post module, as you can see at the top. So we have to go to the items here, and then we're four items. The first one is the title. We go in the style, and then we go in typography, and it's probably what is this? So it's probably because the H3 wasn't set in the global one, because it says default, but I mean I can do leak Spartan.
That's what that's what I
But it's
should have done,
probably
is to go
because
change all the.
the probably not set in the, but we can try to do it to change all of the other ones at the same time. So let's make it a bit bigger, and the same for the code futsaro there. Let me see. It's here. It's a text. It's a field type text. No. Okay. Yeah. Here it was set hard in stone. And set it in default, then it's good. But what I
Can we
think,
move a little bit higher, closer to the shop button? Because that would just be under padding, right? Or no?
margin, that one. Yeah.
Perfect.
This
Yeah,
is
I like that.
closer. So yeah, so if you want to roll this out to the other ones, one way to do it is to copy the style of the elements. I don't think that it might. Yeah, it might do. Let me try. I can try to copy the element, the full module, and do, if we're lucky, let's see, paste style. No, because it's
Well, once we change the globals, it should change it, I feel like.
yeah, it should change this one, the headline, but those ones, the codes were set in stone, overriding the global one. I think if I could copy the style of specifically this element now. No, it's not the same. No, so we have to basically. I mean, the easiest way for the title is indeed to just go to site settings and check if the H3 is properly set. Okay.
What's the difference between typography and global fonts?
So good question. So global fonts. I would say typography. You've got the granularity of H1, H2, H5. Here you've got
Yeah,
a
more generic level.
concept called primary, secondary text and accent, which are more like related to the four main elements that we have for the colors also.
Okay.
So it's a bit different, but I think that global font is more important. I mean, it overrides the typography, but you have
Okay.
to go to typography to make sure that those ones, the H3 here, I see that the H1 is default, the H2 is default, the H3, okay, let me see. Leaks pattern.
There you
See,
go.
now it's good, but we have to make sure that they are in
Oh, the right
25,
size.
a bit bigger. What was it for? Was it 50?
You had it as 1.25. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this and set when we reload it. And just put for all the titles leaks pattern. So if they are somewhere on the site, at least it will be leaks pattern. Leaks pattern. And leaks pattern. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. Body, yeah. And here, global. Let's see what we had in the. Okay, here we had leaks pattern, pop-ins. Yes, that's what we want. Oops. And pop-ins. That's what we want. Okay. Let me see if I reload this. Yeah, it's still small.
I can go manually
Probably,
update.
no, probably. You know what? It's probably because the local here locally, it's there is a size. There was a size at some point which is overriding the size that we try to set globally. So the font was mentioned as default, so we could easily change it the global settings, but the size, if I in the items, there's probably a manual size there, so we can't override the size.
Okay.
I mean, there is an easy way, kind of. It's a bit hacky, but okay. Let's see. You see H3. Yeah, you see there is a size there. There
Yeah,
was a
it would be
size.
great. Yeah.
But there is an easy way to avoid going anywhere there if you want. We go to the CSS, the custom CSS here, and we just put, if we don't have anything for H3, I don't think, yeah, we've got some, yeah, you see here, and we also had something for H3. Okay, that's good. So H3, so first we just remove the font family. It's not color black by default. Font 1.25. You see, like that, important. So that
Mm,
way,
mm.
basically everywhere where we have H3 on, it would be
And then do we push publish for that, or how does that save?
publish for that.
Okay.
And
So can
we
we
could say, we could also say that everywhere for the text, we would have pop-ins as important for the paragraph text. That would
oh,
be that.
nice.
And it would be nice to try to find how to fix all those guys also automatically. For that, I need to find. Oh, but actually, you know what? It seems that it did it. No. Okay, let me see, because sometimes the CSS preview doesn't work automatically. But if I go to first remove this cache to avoid struggling with that. Okay, so boom, cache. Let's go here, and we will see if, because I think it was a text format. No, it's still that. Okay, let's try to see if there is anything special in the CSS there we can target.
Oh,
Uh,
that looks
that's mega hardcore, but there's something there. Maybe this one or this one. This okay. Let's try this one. It's always fun to try to find the
your
the
definition of fun.
the the right target. Okay, that's it. Go. See.
Is there a way to make those closer to the shop button as well in this coding area? Or the padding, right? The
Uh, mm, yeah, let's see if it was margin. I think.
margin.
Uh,
Oh, that looks good.
yeah, that's
Perfect.
it. Voilà.
And then what if we look at this page in mobile just to make sure? I've learned from you that prioritizing how things look in mobile is better, is more important.
So I think I switched because at some point we wanted to have a double column. So it's a double. It's a double on mobile, as you can see.
I
It
like that.
it,
And we
it,
can't
it
make
used
them
it
bigger
used
to
to
where
be
they're,
stacked.
yeah, to where they take up more of the space, so there's not as much of a gap in the middle. Is that an easy?
To be investigated. We can have a look. Uh, also see that would be nice to have some more padding around this thing.
Yeah.
Let me
And I might
see.
even eventually change those to actual images. I just don't know if it's clear to the viewer. I just want to make sure people looking at that know that there's more than just two crates, more than just two bath and grooming,
Mm,
etc. That's my biggest worry, especially on mobile, because on my current website, when you go to the shop page, it's like, all the products
yeah, but
right
we
there.
we 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 decided, or you decided to just show the some featured ones to avoid having too many of them.
Exactly. Yeah, I think
Because
it's better this way. I just hope it.
originally it was like on the dog food page, a grid with some sorting widget, but now it's like that. But I mean, it can always be changed in the future.
Yeah.
Uh, let me see if um, we can tweak, because as you can see also it's not that cool because it's kind of stuck to the top, the
Well, and I think
this
what I'm gonna do before we launch is I'll just go into I'll go into Canva and instead of doing an icon, I think I'm gonna make that whole thing an
an
image.
image there you put an with some
Yeah,
text.
because then it's exactly, because then the whole thing is clickable. I might make it look like a button or something.
Mm,
Or heck, we might even I'll look at it, but I might even just make it a button that says shop all crates or something and then shop all bath
mm,
and grooming. That way it's like super clear to the people. Um,
mhm.
which is kind of what we have, but it's not clickable if they click on the bluish purple. It's only clickable if they click on the icon. So
So I think that
so yeah.
to have more padding at the top, we would need on mobile at least to have something like this, for instance. You see,
Oh yeah.
and that way, and here theoretically, if we do copy and we go to each of them, we can do paste style, and here you see it's quick to do.
Pretty. Yeah.
Here it's quick to do
And then
paste
I
style.
also see that there's a little misalignment because of the product names. You know, some of them are longer, so it
Yes,
pushes
yes,
it
yes.
down. So that's something I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
if it's a
something.
big deal, but I don't love it.
Yeah, you can't. It's always difficult when you have a variety of scenarios with sometimes it's yeah, it can be tricky to have something that's consistent, but yeah, I've got to find a compromise.
Yeah. And then the
Okay.
other thing is if we can just make that, I guess, padding between the two products skinnier,
Yeah, let me see how it
so they would be
is
bigger, I guess, would be
def-
nice.
defined. Mm, my guess is that okay, it's a column thing, I think, or
Column.
was it a section? Or here? Oh no, 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 no! It's yeah, it's in the grid. It's the number of items. Yeah, that's it. So that's the number of items. So we used to have one like that, and now
Yeah.
we have two. Okay,
Okay.
and we have flex grow. Need that. Uh, Where here? You see?
There you go. Yes.
So we can reduce it to. I mean, if we reduce it to 0, it's still okay. Yeah. Do you want 0
Let me see. I'm looking
or
on.
10? I mean, the fact you see also with the code, when you're at 0,
I
you
know.
still have a big code on one line. If you're at 5 still, but 10 it's too much. It's on 2 lines. So
Yeah,
5 probably is
5.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do, because it is at the module level, it's the same. We should have done it earlier.
I know. My
I mean,
bad.
no, it's we did the other thing, so it's fine. Okay, so that way you do that, and so paste style, and yeah.
Yeah, I like how that looks much better.
I mean, okay, paste style, paste style, and here paste style, and okay, again. We're almost there. Okay, fine. Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. You know what we're missing here is, and this is why I did it. So I added, for those watching, I on my own added a flea and tick category because I wanted to like make sure.
You
But
want
now
to have
it's
it there.
so I'm wondering, we have to add it to the menu, which you did because I couldn't figure it out, which we talked about
Mm-hmm.
already earlier. But we would need to add it here,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess would basically just take one of these columns, duplicate.
Probably. Okay, let me go back to desktop maybe.
Yeah, it's probably
Um,
easier.
it seems to be all this thing seems to be a.
Okay.
So if I duplicate this here, I can change it. I can then move it if I want. But
Yeah.
so what was the name of this thing?
Flea and tick.
Fleas or flea?
Just flea and tick, Tick. Yeah.
Okay. So now we have to.
And I can do the query later because I'll have to go feature. Well, I only have one in that category actually, so
Okay.
so
So
far.
let me see. I know that was in the query filter probably.
Hi, kitty.
Yeah, yeah. There is the neighbor.
Oh,
Uh, so yeah,
flea.
mine are a bit older. So flee and tick. Here we go. Okay,
There
so
it
we have one
is.
this thing.
So far,
Okay,
yeah.
and so we have to change this called shop all flea and tick like that. And here, okay, so here can I need to know? Let me remove this thing. I need to find out the URL. So I'm gonna grab this here, copy link address, and put it. Okay, that's
And
good.
then the last thing here is right there, you see discover my YouTube and blog post. Do you think we need like a visible line so that they know that that's like something else? Or is it fine just to leave it like that? I'm just thinking for user experience, what's
You
expected.
mean a divider?
Divider, correct. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Okay, so something on top of it that would just, yeah. Sometimes
I
you
don't
can
know if
put it,
it's needed, but
but I'm usually not a fan of dividers. But
okay. We don't need it then. I trust
yeah,
your judgment on that.
yeah, because here we don't see the stuff, but when it's displayed on the front end, it's clear that there's something, and the
Okay.
title is the title. So I would say,
Perfect.
yeah. Okay, so
Looks good.
that should be it. Where do you want to move it? This thing, the
Um,
flea and tick, because is there any? No, it's not by alphabetical order. It's
no. I think it's fine where it's at. I might move it
yeah.
higher.
Well,
I
if you
still
want
need
to
to add
move
product.
stuff, just to tell you, because it's easier to do it like that, you
Yeah.
can click on the little stack of which is called the navigator on the bottom left,
Okay.
and here you see the structure of all of this.
Cool.
So you've got to find where it is.
And then you can
Actually, the other way around. So you will see, for
ah
instance, this is this section. This is this. This is the second one. So it's probably closer to there somewhere. No, even further down. Yeah, that's it. Here, you see that
okay.
that's the whole thing. So if you move it around,
Cool.
so if I just move it, just boom, it would move somewhere.
There it
Here,
is.
you see. So we've got
Nice.
to find it basically, uh, and I'm just wondering actually if there is a concept of titling for that, because I've never, to be honest, I've never renamed the section, but I think that there should be somewhere a place where you can name it, so that you see actually what you have in front of you there. But
Mm,
I've never used it. So all of them are called sections, as you see. So, but when you click on it, you see what it is. So
okay.
you see.
Yeah.
Voilà. So that was it for this page. Yeah, you had a question and I answered offline. But the way we created those grids with different items from dynamic post is a bit of a hack compared to the way it behaves usually, because usually what happens is that the only purpose of a grid like that is to be clickable through the detail page of the object, so the the, the post article or the custom post. Here, the shop button goes straight away to an external link. So if I am here, it's a button URL type of field, which is connected to a meta field, an advanced custom field called shop link URL, which we have in the database. But
Mm,
you can't change the destination of the featured image. The featured image, you can say linkable or not. So you can say, if you if you try to click on it, nothing will happen. But if you set it to link, it links to the post, to the way it,
Okay.
that's the way it is. So first of all, it's the way it behaves. You can't change it. And secondly, it makes sense also for the internal linking and navigation of the site. Because if you had a page um, which would only link outside, so image and button would link outside, there would not be any way for the crawler of Google to navigate inside the structure of the website. So uh, that would be detrimental from
Mhm.
an SEO perspective, actually. So
Okay.
you need to have this navigation where, you know, the crawler, like a person, uh, clicks on the link or finds the links and say, okay, there's something behind those links, and then I can, you know, find those pages. So yeah, that's
Okay.
just I would say an advantage of the default behavior of that. But just to say that you can't change it. I mean, you could probably hack it by going into the PHP and decide that, you know, a specific widget would not direct to this but to a custom field. But that would be really a hack, and I don't advise that.
Awesome. Okay,
Okay,
cool. So I guess dog foods, maybe that's kind of the
yeah,
other that you're
let's
working
go to the
on.
next one. Yeah, maybe make sure I've updated this.
Yeah. Don't make me do
Um,
it over again.
Yeah, sorry for that. Sometimes connection is a bit laggy.
No, it's good. So yeah, so I think dog foods, and then
Oh,
um,
wait, we can even open it from here. So dog foods. So we made a few changes. The first one is that we changed this filtering tool. Um, it's actually self-explaining now. So if you click on something where you've got products like cat food,
yeah.
it will show you those products. If you remove the filter, it will show you all the products. If you choose another
But
one,
you see in
what
this
is
screen right here, it only shows 4. That's what I was that's one thing I'm confused on.
Yeah, so you don't have to be confused because you have to do some homework. Actually, I explained that on Discord. So I
Oh,
found a
that's what
way to do what you wanted to do. So what you wanted to do, you wanted to have full control on the products that were shown first. So the basic idea was to say we have some featured products, and then we have the other products, the next ones. But you need actually to go to the list of those food items, and as you will see, I've got this new meta field that I've added, which is called featured food,
okay.
and the ones which are number one will be shown first, then number two second, etc.
Oh,
So let's imagine, because we have this bulk feature here of admin column pro, that I would by default put all of them to one, for instance.
okay.
um, Boom. So if I put all of them to one, there is no concept of any form of priority. So the secondary parameter is the alphabetical order. So now that everything is on one, if I come back here, I should have first B.
Cool.
Okay, so
That's perfect. Yeah.
that's the logic. Now, if I, let's say, for the sake of the exercise, I would like to have this Medicus veterinary diet number one.
Hmm.
Let's just say that example. So this one and the other ones too. So what I would do now, just for the exercise, I would change everything to two because I
Right.
just want one and one.
Makes
So it's,
sense.
yeah, math for dummies. But so here I just changed this one to one. So this one would be the only one at one, I would say. So now if I just do this and I refresh this, you see
Cool.
it's number one, and all of them are in alphabetical order following the number one. So basically what you have to do is you have to figure out which ones you want to have as one,
Yeah.
and then
Two,
which
three,
one is
four,
two,
five.
which one is
Yeah.
three, and you can go
Totally.
crazy
Yeah.
the way you want. But I would say that probably what you would do is put everything at 3 by default, and then more,
Right.
more importance to a few of them being 1 and a few of them being 2, for instance.
I love it. So then for that one, in mobile, is it the same thing? Like, do I have to do anything different to make this all apply?
No, it's the same. The same concept. It's also sorted. It's also sorted by this featured food, and I can show actually the parameters. So it's in search and filter, which is the plugin we're using, and we have two different widgets. We have the dog food desktop, dog food mobile. So if I edit this, you will see something called where is it? Post. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So here in post, I've got this thing where I say default order, meta value, ascending. The meta key is featured food, and it's a numerical value. And the secondary parameter, those elements, is the
Mhm.
title ascending, so alphabetical order.
Mhm.
So that's how this thing is working. And let me see. I added this to mobile, so because we have two different
Yeah, I'm wondering if that.
but that's fine. We just have to go there and see post, and so default order, meta value. So that was, what was it? Featured full, numerical, title, ascending. That's it. That would be good. Voila.
And then
And I was
update and
ascending
go.
here.
Okay.
Ascending, not descending.
Okay.
Voila. That's good. So that's fine. So ready to go, I would say. And yeah,
Cool.
just to show cooked. So that's a cooked product. And then you want to add another one. So you want to add cat food, for instance. Okay. Now you have, you have those. I would say crossover.
Mhm.
But if you remove this one, you just stay with 2. And if you decided to have the one with 5, you would have 5. You would have 5, and why don't you have 5?
Oh, yeah. There should be, yeah, 'cause,
No, it's maybe because you know what? We had just one page and with them, I think. Here, you see, we have given 2 there, but we have a second page, and
oh, you're right. We do.
we didn't give 2 to the second page. That's why. So that's it. So now, if I give 2 to the second page, and I've got 2 to all of them, so now I've got something for all of them. And let me see. Okay, so now if I say cooked 5, there's only 4. Why? Why? Probably because there's one missing. But is there one in the 31 without? Oh, maybe let me just try something. Taxonomy or food type. Oh, we don't have the food types in the table. So let me just first add the food types to the table. It might help us to
See which is missing.
see what's going on there. So food taxonomy. Yeah, it's a taxonomy, and it's food types. Okay, label food types. All right. Okay, and we go back here. Okay, so food types. Let's see which ones are called cooked. Okay, cooked. Booms. With 5 of them. Oh, you see, there's one without a number. That's it. But
Oh,
that's it.
there you go. So then we just up a little.
So now if I do cooked, there will be 5 of them. That's it.
Nice. There
Okay.
they are. They're so pretty, and it's so cool. And when you click through, oh, you should show here the food page. It's like beautiful. Like if you click
Ah,
on one of
yes, the
them,
food page.
yeah,
So
just to
if we
uh,
click on the
it's
detail,
this is probably
so
the best part, I think.
yeah.
Um,
So here we have the different elements from the database that are shown in a template. So the long description, the pros and cons,
yeah.
different types of images, and here is the link to the shop, the actual shop where you can buy the product. And sometimes when you have a discount code, there's a discount code which appears just under this button.
Oh
I've,
yeah.
yeah, and I've just noticed here, you see there's not enough padding there, so we can just go to the template and add some margin, sorry, under
I
the,
added that button there. I
yeah,
know.
but you didn't
I
you didn't
didn't
add
do it right. This
the
is
margin.
why, yeah, you will be helping with this going forward, but
So
you wouldn't even believe how long that took me, but
yeah, I mean, I guess that, yeah, if you're not familiar with all of that, it
yeah.
can just take ages. So let's just say 50, because we always want, to have some room around the elements. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe most people would not see it, but I see it. So
That
okay,
attention
so
to
let's do it
detail.
again. Okay, this one should have a code. You see, boom, this
Oh,
one has a
that's
code.
perfect. Yeah, that looks really, 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 really good.
And
Oh, there
here
we
we've
go.
got which is actually coming back to the same thing as here, actually.
Mhm.
But yeah, you added
I
it at
just
the
put
bottom.
it I put it there because I was like, well, if somebody gets to the bottom and they're like, well, what
Yeah,
else is there? I don't know.
yeah.
I
Oh,
just
by the way, I remember that we have this back to top there, and you see it's still the Roca one.
I can't
Uh,
because your picture's in front of it, but
yeah, my pictures. But at the bottom of the screen, there
in the
is a back
footer.
to top in the footer. Yeah, but it's still Roca one. So I will just change it, and maybe if I just shift this like that. Oh, yeah, no, not like that. How we can do it? Yeah, you see there's Roca one there at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and here, let me just change this. Because it was, maybe if I just set it back to default, yeah, it's fine. Okay, that's
Pretty.
it, done. So what else?
I guess guides. I think guides were good.
Yeah,
Um,
guys, we added the videos at the bottom,
yeah,
the feed
the
of
YouTube
3.
videos. Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, I think guides were good. There's one that you pay for, and that's all set. We've set that all up in
Yeah.
Stripe.
So
Blogs.
we have the blogs. I added the widget,
Yes, perfect, perfect.
which is the Google one. So now we have the number and the first name there. So
And that's nice because
so
people can go by
as long as
category.
the global one is set, you don't have to. I mean, you can change it from wherever you want, where the global is, and then all the changes are rolled out across the site. So that's
Yeah.
the good point about it.
Cool. And then
Um,
training, I think is we've already made that. And then actually do you want to click on one of the blogs just to show for if anybody's watching this
mm,
last one, they can see how because it's actually even cooler once you click on it because you have the progress bar,
yeah.
table of contents, all of that is really, really nice.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh,
And
by the
then
way, I see that this thing we should change the in the template the offset, because you have
oh,
asked me to have the sticky menu, which
mhm.
is nice, but as you can see, we need to have some offset for the um, here at the top
Oh, I see it.
for the
Yeah.
sidebar, because it's overlapping on this. So if I open this blog post, we will see where the sticky part is. Offset, it means that you decide how many pixels you want um, as a margin, if you want, before it actually sticks to the top. So let's see. I don't even remember. Yeah, I have
Oh,
to.
that's a different newsletter form. Should we change that out just with the main one you've been using? Would that be easier?
Um, we could, I mean, yeah, we could put it global there. So yeah, we could put it there and remove this one. So
Then
that
it has all
that
the
way
right.
it's easier to manage. But we have to, yeah, we have to make
Yeah,
it
the
stick,
offset.
and we've got also to make this sidebar stick. So where is it? Motion effect, top, and there was no offset, but we need an offset because now we have the menu. So how much? I'm not sure, but let's see. Maybe okay. Let's go. Yeah, let's go big now. Okay, 100 is, we've got some margin, so that's fine. Maybe a bit less, maybe 90, which means that this one is to be more than 90. Yeah, but the problem is, okay, we can unlink it. But if we unlink it, I mean, if we unlink it, it means that if you have to change this webhook that I showed you, you will have also to, note somewhere that you have to change it for in the template of the blog post. Why do I need to unlink it? Because I need to set this offset thing specifically for the blog post.
Mm,
Otherwise, it will stick it everywhere and offset it everywhere. You see what I mean? So I
I
need
see
to
what you mean.
unlink this instance, which means that now we have one version which is here and the other version which is
Right.
on the other pages. So okay, so let's go here. So it's in motion effect, chop, and let's offset to 100. Yeah, a bit more than 100, maybe 120. That's it.
Nice.
Okay, and now we would theoretically need, I mean, because otherwise the other one is
Yeah.
just disappearing behind it, the table of content. But the table of content, yeah, it's a different one on mobile, which is at the bottom of the
Yeah.
image, but on desktop, we also need probably to offset it, probably. Yeah, and we need more than 200. We need, let's say 300, more than that, 500, 500. Okay, so now it's fine. You
Yeah.
see,
It's beautiful.
now it's fine.
Beautiful.
Voilà.
Cool.
But yeah, because we have this sticky thing at the top,
Yeah.
and on mobile, it's different because on mobile
Hamburger.
it's oh, there's something to adapt there. Um,
Oh, weird.
it's a it's a smaller version of the menu with the burger, but it's also sticky, and it's white, full opacity, so that you don't see the elements behind it, as you can see.
Yeah, I like that.
But here, yeah, this thing, the problem is that we don't have enough line 8, so we need at least one like that, you see,
Ah,
and that's fine.
makes sense.
Sometimes
Okay.
you don't see it because by default you look at the text on desktop and it's just one line.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm like,
Uh,
wait, I need to look at all of them because
yeah,
okay,
and
yeah, no, that looks
yeah,
really good.
and you see you still have
I
you,
know.
you still have this there, but yeah, it's a bit different because here it's part of the so it's a blog post written in Gutenberg. Okay, so this thing. Oops, sorry. This thing should be. Let me just come back here. I think it's an H2 set in Gutenberg. Yeah, as you can see, there's so much involved when you change something. Yeah, it
I know.
affects
I learned the hard
different
way.
bits and pieces of the
The
site.
and the
So
good
you
news is
see
I
here,
don't have all oh, I see, yeah.
you've got it there. So it's probably an H2. It's probably an H2. Yeah, it's an H2. So what we're gonna do all the H2s on the site are also in Leaks Spartan. Customize CSS thing, and I think I probably had some rules for the H2 at some point. Yeah, you see it's Roka1 there, but
Mm.
we will set it to
League Spartan.
Leak Spartan, and yeah, as you can see, it changed.
Nice.
Sometimes you've got to force it by adding important like that,
Okay. Oh,
so that to make sure it overrides it. And as you can see, by default, it was also there in the CSS.
um,
That so we just push it there, and that's
do we change it on
fine.
all of them? Like, are these other H's and then the color purplish color as well, whatever?
Yeah, but the color is fine. It's just the font family which wasn't
Well, I don't really
good.
want the green. Is it easy to change it? Because like the green isn't
Ah,
really. I'm not.
you would like this one to be also
Yeah.
purplish? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Just getting
Where was it? The H2.
the H2. Yeah.
But was it the green or the purplish? Don't remember. I
Yeah.
think that
H1 is
this.
the. Oh.
Yeah, no, just I was just wondering if this is the blue or if this is the green. I don't remember actually.
I thought the one that started with like a 5
Uh,
was the purple, but
okay.
I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. This is a green. This is a green. Okay, so that's
Hmm.
green. So if you want a blue, we can find it somewhere here, for instance. I'll try to find it here somewhere. Yeah, this. Yeah, 5 something. Yeah. So if we go there and put it there and just set it to important to make sure it's there. Like that. Go. Done.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay. No,
cool.
that
I
looks
mean,
really
if you
good.
really wanted to finish, you could also change
I
those
will.
images because
Yeah.
they are still in Roka1, and
Yeah.
here it's still in Roka1. Okay.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Here it's in Roka1. Okay, let's fix this. But this one should be easy. This one was the avatar thing. I mean, it's always possible to fix it. Yeah,
Just
should
takes
have been
time
probably
and
easier to make the choice in the beginning, but it's trial and
well, you know
errors.
how I just gotta, yeah, I just
You
want to
never
make it
know.
extra complicated. And now people really are going to
So
know how to fix every element of their site watching this.
I guess yes. Okay, that's fine. Done.
Cool. Perfect.
Okay,
I think that was the main stuff. I made a whole
we're
new page, the find a vet, but we don't need to go through it. But I made that whole page. I don't know if you saw it. And I'm tweaking it, but um, I
I haven't opened it. Oh, there's probably there's something there
mhm.
which we have to change. You see the white by the button. So basically,
Oh yeah, I just was
when
kind of
create when you create a button, for instance, you've got to make sure to set the color of the text and of the background for both the normal state and the because as you can see here in state the text color is not sickly
hmm
to white, otherwise people don't see it,
hmm
and it's you've got to set it to white here. If you I mean, at the moment there's no over color, but you could say, okay, I just want to have some movement. I put it to
hmm
the, see,
Okay.
and here it's blue and it's fine.
Cool. Yeah, I'm still tweaking with it, but I wanted to add that. So, and I wanted to practice in case it was like impossible for me. So, I'll tweak it still,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the only thing left for this would be the Google Analytics, right?
Yeah, the Google Analytics. We'll do that and finish the week in beauty, in glorious beauty with the.
Yeah.
So we will do it using Google Tag Manager. manager is a way to put 2 snippets of code on your web, and then
Mm.
manager to implement not only Google Analytics, but if you want to Facebook pixel, or if you want to add a Pinterest pixel, if you want to add LinkedIn pixel, or any pixel you want, you can basically set them via. You don't have to add on your website. You just have 2 pieces of code. So the first thing we're going to do is create a tag manager, a container for the tag manager. So
Okay.
Flo, you have to give a name to your and then you have to basically pick your website. So indicate your website and say it's for iOS. So we are for web. And then you create the container and you say, I accept to give all my data to the almighty Google. Okay, boom. And that's it. So you've got 2 pieces of code, as you can see. One which should be in the head section of the website, and one just after the body tag. The way you implement that in Elementor, you go to the admin, and then you go to Elementor custom code. And I think we already have something, yes, for WebP, and also something here. That's funny because there's a mistake there. Boom. That's it. So we will add some extra code there. So we will call it GTM for Google Tag Manager head. So that's the first bit of code that we put. That's it. And then we publish it on all the pages of the website, everywhere.
Okay.
And we have the other one, which we have to put in the body. So we do the same. We call it GTM body, and we put it at the start of the body section, the way they asked us to do it. So
Okay.
entire site, same concept. So at the moment, Google Analytics is not yet on the website because the container of Google Tag Manager is basically empty. There's nothing there. So we just close this here. You see there's no tag. There's nothing. You can start adding the tag the way we're going to do it. But first, we have to create the property in Google Analytics. So I've just clicked in accounts to create a new account. So I will also call this new account Rachel Futsaro, like that. Nothing special there. We just go next. So we call it Rachel Futsaro. I put it in the US, United States of America. LA, that's fine, yeah. And I can put it in US, not in ruble, in US dollars. Okay. It's a small business. Boom, boom, boom. What is this? It's
Marketing, maybe?
pets and animals.
Oh,
Pets and
yes.
animals. Yeah. Okay. And here we can just put. Actually, it's good. It's good to put all of them except this one, because that way we have more options later on. So just yeah. Okay, so we are in the US. You are in the US, so that's American. I'm in the UK. So it's also the web. Okay, and here we're just gonna do the same. So rachelfutsaro.com. rachelfutsaro.com. The stream will come. Futsaro, and we want the page view, the scrolls, the outbound click. Yes, the basic stuff.
And will it even
Boom.
show if people on my website search for certain things? Will it show like, oh, last month you had 10 people search for dog treats or something? Like if they type something in, does it capture that?
In the you mean in the
The
in the
search
search
field.
form of the website,
Yeah, that you added.
that would probably require some extra implementation
Okay.
because it's something specific. I mean, if they click on when someone searches on a website and they go to a search page, and this search page basically is logged with some kind of URLs, then you can find those parameters in the analytics. But sometimes they don't show up. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here it says detected Squarespace, but because that's the current website, but we don't
Right.
need that. So what we do is we install it manually,
Okay.
but we do it with Google Tag Manager. So what we need is the measurement ID, which is here. And we go back to Google Tag Manager and we create a new tag. And I call it GA4 for Google Analytics 4. I click on tag configuration. I've got
Okay.
here Google Analytics 4 configuration, and I have to put my measurement ID like that. And also, I have to set what they call a trigger, which will trigger this. So I say on all pages, I want this Google Analytics to basically record the website. So then I save it. And then I have to submit this because each time I add a new tag, push version, if you want, of the container, so that it's updated with the new tags that I've added. So I will
But how
call it
often would somebody normally do that? Not very.
just, if the only purpose for someone is to use Google Tag Manager for Google Analytics once in their life. But if you do tags like next week you add your Facebook pixel, the week after that you add some tracking pixel from MailerLite, there might be some tracking pixel there to connect
Got it.
MailerLite to the website and send an email when someone visits a page or something. Then you have to add a new manager. It's not, you don't need to be a coder for that, but you need a bit of also experience and practice to know how to add the tags, because it's pretty easy to do it as I've shown you, but even to be able to do it as fast as that, you need to know what you're doing, basically.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, but you need to know how to do it. So now it's ready.
Okay.
So if we visit the website in incognito mode, so if I go to Google Analytics, everything is it's done now. And yeah, we're done. Continue to home, pending. They say it might take 40, but actually, if you open the site somewhere in another window, I will try in incognito mode. Theoretically, might take a while, but there will be at some point there will be a user appearing in the real time, and that means that it's okay. Might take a while. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for some reason, but no, you see, there's one. That's me in the UK
Okay.
homepage. Fine.
Oh wow. So
So
you could
it's
see
ready.
people real time.
Yeah, you can see them real time, and then you can go to the Explore tab there and start building reports. I mean, then it's a brand new world that you have to explore, I would say,
Yeah.
because you can have a look at where they come from. You can have a look at what they're doing. Which page they are visiting. You have to know that it's you will see only the history 24 hours after it happens. So we don't see today. Right now, the only way to see today is basically to go to the real time. And the real time here, it's the people in the last 30 minutes.
Oh, cool.
So, and you will see people, popping up on the app. And here you see what they're doing. So the page views, when they start the session, they scroll. If there is a video, for instance, from YouTube or something else, you see when they start looking at a video, and you see all sorts of elements. And you can obviously also create custom events, but that requires more. I mean, that's that. Or I want to know if the specific button on that page, you need to set a specific parameter behind the button. So it's not
And
tracking.
eventually, probably, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
You see?
eventually that might be cool for the like the basically for like the products, or at least the dog foods, to kind of see what people are clicking more. But that's not urgent for
Yeah,
now. But that's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
idea.
That's sometimes needed things up, because it's not that easy to properly set the events. But voila, so we have, and you see here where it is on the map. Okay, so that's done. That's done. We're ready
It's
for that,
beautiful.
and I will invite you via the admin, so you have also access to this
Okay.
view. Here we go. So next, there will be probably some stuff that we will tweak behind the scenes, and then we will go to Cloudways. We will declare the domain there, connect it to the server, make sure the SSL, the the links are secure, then push live, and then what we will do is make sure that the old URLs that are already on Google are redirected to the new URL. So that's a table that you will have to prepare with one column for the old URLs, one column for the new ones, and that would be it basically.
Woohoo! I can't believe we're here. This is it. This is like a dream come true. Like honestly, like way better than I expected. And we'll obviously there'll still be tweaking, but I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
And now,
it's
well, next step. This is just the step one. Next is really filling out the guides and the blogs and all that. So
yes, because I mean,
content
obviously the
is
more
king.
content you have, the more chances you have to rank, and yeah, it's a long term project, certainly.
Yeah, very good.
Great. Thank you for watching this series. So all the series is on YouTube. You can find it there. I've already seen a few hundred people altogether watching those videos.
Nice.
So if you have any questions of this type of work with WordPress and Elementor, you can always send me an email at contact@callmefred.com. That's the website that I have, which you can see here, callmefred.com. And obviously, very soon you will have this new website on rachelfutsaro.com in the next few days, probably. And if you ever need any help with WordPress, obviously I'm happy to help also. If you can just send me an email. Voila, it's almost the weekend. Time for us to say goodbye and to finish this work behind the scenes to publish the website live then.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Fred. This has been amazing. Highly
Thank
recommend
you.
anyone to work with you.
It was great to do it. Thank you, Rachel, and see you soon to finish this together. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.